DP-900 Practice 3, Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental exam. Question 1. When method of provisioning a non-relational database involve writing a script, which is a set of commands that you can run from any operating system prompt such as Linux, Mac OS or Windows. So here they are asking related to command or script. Okay, so we have to use the command operating system command prompt. Okay, so the command prompt is related things with Azure as a portal. This is something different. But PowerShell, if you can see, PowerShell is like a command prompt or CLI in Azure. So our answer is PowerShell Azure. This is one example of PowerShell. Okay, here is same like command prompt. We can write the command or we can execute the script here. Question number 2. Which of the following database method is optimized for deep, complex queries that might take hours to run or tie up the computer from the handling other tasks? See, this question is related to might takes. Here we need to just check this one. Take hours to run. Okay. So in operational data, we should not use the query which is taking too much time. But when we are doing some analytics, at that time we need to use if it is taking much time, then it is okay. So the answer is OLAP, online analytic processing. Here it takes time to load the data, and that one is okay. Question number 3. You are having trouble connecting to the Azure SQL database inside Azure from your home. Okay, try to understand the question. Other clients are able to connect it to successfully. We are troubling to connect that one. Other is able to connect. Okay, you have the software installed and are able to connect all other database on your subscription. What is the most likely reason you can't connect to this particular database? See, a simple thing, if other are able to connect, you are not able to connect. Okay, that means it is something related to restriction. So restrictions in Azure, we are using two type of restrictions: database level firewall and server level firewall. Okay, because we cannot use the first one. Okay, 1433, because other are able to connect. The port is, that means the port is open. Okay, so our answer here is a IP address which we need to add in the firewall. If our IP address is allowed, then we can connect that database directly. Question number 4. Who is the responsible is data security in the Azure shared responsibility model? Okay. So here if we can see, our answer is shared between Azure and the client. Okay. Because for shared responsibility means like we need to responsible for our Azure database as well as the client also. Like both Microsoft Azure and client should take care of their database. Okay, question number 5. When it comes to data security, what is the principle of least privileges? Least means the minimum. Okay, so minimum privileges here. There are four options. Administrative users should be forced to use the mark when logged in. Okay, no. User access rights should be reviewed regularly, every month or every quarter. Okay, but this is not list. Okay, user only have the permission they need to complete their job and no other more. User are only granted permission for the specific task that they are trying to do. At the moment they do are trying to do. Okay. So the most relevant answer is here. If anybody in the database level or users Azure level, if anybody is asking permission, so we need to provide the permission or we need to grant the permission for the limited period of time until they complete their job. Okay, nothing else. So our answer is user only have the permission they need to complete their job and no more. Question number 6. Which of the following method is commonly used to secure data in transit? So if you remember in the last one session, we see SSL and TLS protocol. But when we are isolated connection with our database server, okay, from other communication channel, so at that time either we need to use side to side VPN, okay, or if we are in if we are in secure connection channel, then we can use SSL or TLS. So our answer is side to side VPN. Please remember either this option or this option will come in exam. Okay, what is the difference between a cluster and non-cluster index in SQL Server? So this you need to remember the definition of cluster and a non-cluster index. A cluster index generally it is one only, and it is to sort and store the data row based on their key values. And non-structure index have a structure separate from the data view. So our answer is the second one. You are a developer for a SCME organization and you run a basic SQL command query against the customer database. Some of the field come back partially hidden, such as in this phone number XXS. And what SQL database feature is being used to hide the data? So we all know that this is related to hiding data is data masking. Okay, dynamic data masking. Here there is one example. See, the HR is able to see the data like the actual format, while the user who has limited access, read access, they can see the data in some different formats like XXX. So our answer is DDM. You are trying to determine which type of database to store your employee data in it. First, you need to figure out what kind of data you have. The data comes from the external data source and can be formatted in any way that you need. The thing is not every entity has value for every property. Okay. Some entity have middle name. Okay, the property is different. Okay. Some have middle name, some other record that information doesn't exist. One thing you have discovered in that at any time, this external data source can add a new server screen before field. Means we can add any field dynamically like a list of award an exam employee has won, and you need to store it. What type of data you have? Okay, in short, this is related to semi-structured data where we can store the data in different hierarchy, and the hierarchy is not fixed. Okay, so in semi-structured data, if hierarchy not if you remember like XML data, we can use multiple attributes. So here the answer is semi-structured data. Okay, you see here. So for example, here the color one, color two, color three, color five, right? If we want to add more field, you can add here and dynamically, and it is not fixed. So just in understand this question, the property value is every entity is not fixed. Okay, someone using middle name, someone is using not middle name, right? The first name, last name, something like that. So our answer is semi-structured data. The last question, which of the following is a consequence of having a foreign key relation between two relational data table? Okay, so the primary foreign key relationship, the simple things if something we have in a lookup as a primary table, and the same thing if it is reflected in foreign table, then we can say like insert statement will fail if the value of the foreign key column or other than null value doesn't agree in the other table. Okay, so if value is not available in primary table and if we are trying to insert in the foreign table, foreign key table, then we are getting some error message. So our answer is this one. The insert statement will fail if the value of the foreign key column or other than null value doesn't exist in the other table. Thank you.